So we thought we'd pop in and answer a few of the questions that you guys have been asking in your comments to the videos. And by the way, if you have a question for us, just leave it there and we'll try to answer it. First one comes from Grillin' and Chillin' with Deb. She wants to know, when is your west trip? In other words, when are we heading out west for the trip we said we were going to take? So the answer is?
We probably won't be going this summer. We need to stay closer to home to take care of some medical and dental procedures. But we do hope to start out west maybe in our winter trip. Maybe
so instead of going to Florida in 2025,
right,
head to the west. And that seems to be the plan. And so hope that answers the question.
But don't hold us to it because we change our mind a lot.
A lot of you had questions about the Ekko. We'll do our best to pop up some of those questions here on the screen. We'll try to answer them. Can you tell us how much you spent on gas with this trip to Florida? Well, our trip to Florida was how many weeks?
6 weeks.
6 to 7 weeks.
6 weeks.
All the way down to Key West and back up the West Coast and then back home to North Carolina. We spent a whopping $626.48 on gas, which both of us, when we thought about that, that's really not that much. It's about $100 to $75 to $100 a week. Getting down there cost a lot and getting home cost a lot, but the rest of the time, I bet we'd go 2 to 3 weeks in between filling up.
Yeah, but we do take advantage of state parks and staying around pretty close to there and not traveling as much and using our e-bikes when we could.
And another question, David said, do you miss the diesel, or does the cheaper gasoline and less expensive maintenance on the gas version of your RV kind of equal that out? And to be truthful, I think that's probably accurate. We got better gas mileage or fuel mileage with the diesel, and it was a little bit better on the road. But when you're considering the differences in diesel price, it does seem to make a difference. So yeah, that does kind of weigh out. Hidden in that question and in lots of other questions is, what kind of gas mileage do you get with your Ekko? And to be truthful, it's a little difficult for us to answer that because we have a lift and we have larger tires, and so it's a little bit different. But every time we checked it with actual physical miles from a GPS and the number of gallons, we've gotten a little over 12.5 miles per gallon. The computer thinks we're getting around 11 to 11.5, so that answers that question. Trish Benedict also wanted to know the same thing. What kind of gas mileage do you get? And Trish, I think I just answered that. J Murph 7637 wanted to know, we love your videos. I'm curious because I know you owned a Revel prior to your Ekko, and I'm wondering if it was more reliable than your Ekko.
Yes, most definitely. We didn't have any problems with the Revel at all.
Yeah. So here's the deal. The guys that bought the first year Revels, they went through the same thing that Lynn and I went through with our first year Ekko. So by the time we bought it, it was in its third iteration, and they'd worked out all the kinks, and we had very, very few things go wrong. The only thing I can remember for sure that went wrong was the inverter and the batteries were on an outside wall, and we had to be really careful about where we parked because they would shut off when we needed them most too. So that was one of the things we had to watch for. But other than that, we didn't have a lot of issues, and that's probably because they worked out all the kinks before we bought it.
We do have the first iteration of the Ekko. So.
Yeah. And we love it now, but we've had to wrestle through getting to where we love it. Okay, last question. Van Can Do. That's a cool name. Yeah. What year is your Ekko? Does Lynn feel comfortable driving it? And do you have a rear view camera on it so you can see cars behind you? So I'll answer two of those and let Lynn answer the other one. It's a 2022, and we have a Wolff box camera that I installed, and there's a video somewhere, I'll put it in the description or somewhere, that you can watch where we've installed that, and lots of other folks with the Ekko have done the same thing. And then the last part of that question is, do you feel comfortable driving the Ekko?
Yes, I feel very comfortable driving. You don't see me driving a lot because, like, when we get somewhere, Owen likes to drive, so, and I don't mind letting him drive. But when we're on like our trips home and stuff, we will take like 2-hour turns in driving, and I feel very comfortable driving it. And you know, that rear view camera really helps too.
It does. It really does. You can see cars even past the rear bumper with that camera with the wide angle. And so yeah, I don't think we've had RVs before where you didn't drive, and it helps a lot that, like, coming back from Newfoundland, we knew we had 3 drive days, and we turned it into 2 actually. But we knew that coming back, we'd do 2. I'd do 3 hours, you do 3 hours, I'd do 3, and you do 3, and we'd be at our stopping place after driving for 12 hours. That's a lot easier than I'm going to drive 12 hours today and then get up tomorrow and do that. You just can't do it.
Yeah,
so
one person can't do it.
She doesn't feel as comfortable maybe backing it up into tight places and all, but most of the time we don't have to do that when you're driving, and she'll stop and pull in and get gas or anything else. So it's just like, you know, if something happened and I wasn't there and the Ekko was in the driveway and you needed to go to the grocery store, I don't think you'd starve. You'd get in it and go to the grocery store, wouldn't you?
For sure.
Yeah.
So. I'll, you know, just being able to see the front and not being able to see the back, you know, really helps me, because the front looks just like a van. I know. You got to be careful with the back.
Yeah. Okay, so that ends this week's Q&A. We're glad you guys are curious about the things that we do, and we're glad you watch our videos. And if there's anything we haven't answered, feel free to leave it in the comments down below, and we'll do our best to answer in an upcoming video.